Hello everybody, this is Drew. Today we're going to be adjusting the belt tension on our Toro Timemaster 30-inch mower. This is probably one of the most YouTubed mowers I have ever seen in searching YouTube. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, probably a lot more hate it, and they always say there's always something wrong with it. Now this is pretty much brand new. I've only used it like 4 or 5 times, but last time I used it I noticed the belt wouldn't engage. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, the blade's engaged a little bit, but not as solidly as we would like. So I'm going to open up the cover and we'll take a look at what's causing this problem and make the adjustment. So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to remove this cover. Now there's 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they take a 3/8 inch socket. So let's go ahead and remove them. All right, so that should do it. All right, as you can see, quite a bit of dirt and debris gather in here. So let's go ahead and we'll clean that out. All right, so now that we've got this properly cleaned out, what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this pulley back in here. I'll bring you all closer so you can see. And we'll do that by adjusting this cable over here. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this spark plug wire just to make sure that everything is going to be safe. So let's go ahead and dive into adjusting that. All right, as you can see, this is the cable in question. And this is where we're going to make the adjustment. Now, if you look back here, you can see it, there's a spring and it's very loose. So we want to tighten this up some. So what I'm going to do is, again, this is another 3/8 inch bolt. I'm going to loosen this and we'll tighten up this a little bit and then we'll give it a test. We don't want the spring too tight, but we don't want it too loose either. So this looks about good. Let's see. All right. We'll put the spark plug back in and we'll give it a test. All right, as you can see, that started the first time, and the blades didn't hesitate. As soon as I pulled the lever, they kicked into gear. So it's a pretty simple fix. This lawnmower's been great. I mean, it really cuts the time down because it's like 9 inches wider than my other model that I use. So stay tuned. I'm sure we're going to be doing more fixes on this than the other one. In fact, we're coming to the end of the season, so I'm going to have to do yearly maintenance, changing the oil filter, or not oil filter, air cleaner and whatnot on this one and also on the other one. So stay tuned for that. One thing I wanted to mention too is we want to put some anti-seize in the places where the cover that's going to go in. So we want to make sure that they never strip. So we'll go ahead and put some of this anti-seize. Put a little bit in each hole. And then the last one on this side. I'll put a description in the comments of where this came from. All right, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put the cover back on. Takes a little bit to get it in there, but once it's in there, it should be good. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll fasten these. They don't need to be too tight. Okay. Get this one going. I like to try to do it by hand. This way I don't damage, and I get a better feel of whether or not it's going in correctly. All right, we're just getting the last bolt in place here. So you can look down. Then one of the last things I want to do is, one of the complaints I've seen online is that because of the way this machine vibrates, although I haven't really noticed it any more than any other lawnmower, is that these bolts up here get loosened. So before I wrap up this job, I just want to go ahead and make sure that they're not loose. And we don't need to tighten this, like I said, very much. So that's the last hole. Now I'm going to go ahead and get a socket and we'll check these. So stand by. So these screws up here happen to be 5/16. So we'll just make sure that they're tight. And they are. All right, so you see how easy it is to adjust the blade tensioner so that the blades will engage. We'll go ahead and start it one more time just to make sure it's still working okay. Perfect. Okay, everybody, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope if you have one of these mowers, you've learned something about it. And then again, stay tuned. We're just about the end of the season. I probably have one more mow left, and then I'm going to do full maintenance on this one and also on the my old one that I've had for like about 8-9 years. It's a little beat up, but the thing works great. And the main thing is to keep regular maintenance on it. Um, if this kind of content is something that you like, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much.